the paper. Okay, dear students. So today we'll be discussing about the NEET question paper. So the various questions that we had. Okay, like Punica granatum. I hope you are able to see the question paper. Okay. So the first question is Punica granatum is. So this Punica granatum is the scientific name of pomegranate. So what is the edible part of it that they have asked here is it is the juicy seed coat. So the Punica granatum, the edible part of the seed is nothing but the juicy testa. Okay. So 91st first is the correct uh, answer. Okay. Replum, false septum, we call it as replum. So replum is present in the ovary of flowers of, is it lemon, mustard, sunflower, or pea plant? The answer is the false septum or replum is present in the ovary of flowers of mustard. So B is the answer, or second one is the right answer. So dry indehiscent, one which cannot dehisce, single seeded fruit formed from bicarpellary syncarpus inferior ovaries. So dry indehiscent fruit, so which does not dehisce, single seeded fruit. So the probable answer is cremocarp. Okay, so because it is single seeded fruit, they have said. So it is dry indehiscent, single seeded fruit formed from bicarpellary. Okay, so bicarpellary syncarpus inferior ovary. So it is, since it is indehiscent, cremocarp is dehiscent. We call it a schizocarpic fruit. So cremocarp is ruled out. The dania is the example for cremocarp. So caryopsis, that is also ruled out. Caryopsis is like the seed coat and fruit wall are fused, as in case of the grains. Cypsella is the right answer. See, Cypsella is the right answer. So Cypsella, they have pappus. They have this parachute mechanism of the dispersal of the fruit. So they have hairy calyx called as pappus. So they are single-seeded fruit formed from bicarpellary syncarpus inferior ovary. Cypsella is the answer of it. Okay, 93rd, second or B is the answer. The fleshy receptacle of Cyconus of fig encloses a number of, what does it enclose? So the achenes, the fruit is technically called as achenes. So whenever you are eating fig fruit, you can find almost a small stone like you can feel it when you are chewing through it. So that is nothing but the achenes. The fleshy receptacle of Cyconus fruit, we call it as of fig, Atihannu or Anjura, we call it as. It encloses a number of achenes. So 94th is first one. 95th, which a drupe develops in wheat, pea, tomato, mango. So 95th is very easy one, isn't it? So most of the questions here a little outside of the syllabus are there. This is within the syllabus, that is the mango. A root develops in mango. Okay. Which of the following statement is correct? So there are four statements. You should identify the correct statement, and so three of them are wrong. Seeds of orchids have, so the first choice they have given is seeds of orchids have oil rich endosperm. So placentation in primrose is basal. So placentation in primrose is basal. Flower of tulip is a modified shoot. Okay. In tomato, fruit is a capsule. See, fruit is a berry. Seeds of orchid, they do not have oil-rich endosperm. Placentation in primrose is not basal placentation. So third one is the correct statement. Flower of tulip is a modified shoot. Okay, so that is the correct statement. 96th, C is the correct statement. 97th, the ovary is half inferior in flowers of cucumber, it belongs to Cucurbitaceae. Cotton is Malvaceae. Guava is Myrtaceae family. There you do not come across this half inferior, but peach belongs to Rosaceae. In Rosaceae family, you find this semi-superior or semi-inferior ovary. So peach is an example for this half inferior ovary. You can notice in flowers of peach. 97th, fourth one is the right answer. 98th, how many plants in the list given below have marginal placentation? See, marginal placentation is a characteristic feature of the Fabaceae family. Okay, so you have to identify the members of Fabaceae. How many of them are there? You have to just identify that. So gram is an example for Fabaceae, har, then moong, pea, lupin. So gram, there is arhar, then probably sun hemp. Three of them are there. Moong is four, pea is five, lupin is six. So totally six plants have marginal placentation. So 98, first one is the right answer. Okay, six plants have marginal placentation. So six plants are having the marginal placentation. So I've just given you which are the plants that are having the marginal placentation. Gram, arhar, sun hemp, moong, pea, and lupin. So 99th, which one of the following organism is correctly matched with its three characteristics? So we have to find the correct match among this. Three of them are wrong. Onion is bulb, imbricate estivation, axial placentation. That is one aspect of it. Maize has C4 pathway. Okay, maize has a closed vascular bundles. They are fine. Scutellum they have, but they have C4 pathway. So second one is wrong. Pea, pea plant C3 pathway, endospermic seed, vexillary estivation. Okay. So pea plant, the endospermic seed is the wrong part of it. Tomato, twisted estivation, axial placentation, berry. So tomato doesn't exhibit twisted estivation. So one aspect is wrong. So onion is the correct option. Onion is a modified bulb. So the imbricate estication they have and axial placentation. So 99, the first one or A is the correct answer. So vexillary estivation is characteristic of the family Fabaceae. Okay, so where they have this Peplanaceous corolla, so they have this vexillary estivation. So of all these four families, Solanaceae, Brassicaceae, Fabaceae, Brassicaceae is mustard family, Asteraceae is sunflower family, Solanaceae is the tomato family or potato family, Fabaceae, the beans family, so they have this vexillary estivation. So third one, 100C is the correct option. 101 phyllodes. See, phyllodes is leaf modification. Okay, any part of the leaf can take up the function of leaf. So phyllodes is present in Australian acacia, Opuntia is phylloclade, asparagus is cladode, euphorbia also comes as phylloclade. The answer is Australian acacia is the right answer for phyllodes. Phyllodes is present in Australian acacia. So A is the correct answer. Next, how many plants in the list given below have composite fruits that develop from an inflorescence? So, how many of them have composite fruits that develop from an inflorescence? So, walnut, poppy, radish, fig. Fig fruit is there, fig, pineapple, then apple isn't there, tomato isn't there, mulberry. You can see that fig, pineapple, mulberry. So how many plants in the list given below has these? So three of the plants. Okay, so they are fig fruit. They have composite fruits. which are developing from an inflorescence. Pineapple is also developing from an inflorescence. Mulberry fruit is also developing from inflorescence. So three of them are there. One not two is three. Cymose inflorescence is present in. So cymose type of inflorescence, that is, they have a definite peduncle and basipetal succession of flowers, not acropetal, basipetal succession of flowers. So where do you notice this? 103, you can notice this. Cymose inflorescence is present in Solanum. We have studied Solanaceae family, isn't it? So the gynoecium consists of many free pistils in flowers of many free pistils, multicarpellary in flowers of Michaelia. 104 second. This is from your the NEET examination. They have asked this question. So this question, it is from your NCERT syllabus, Michaelia. Okay, 104 is Michaelia, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. From that topic, it has been taken. Okay, 105. Seed coat is not thin, membranous in maize, whereas they are thin, membranous in case of gram, coconut, and groundnut. But seed coat is not thin or membranous in maize. Among bitter gourd, mustard, brinjal, pumpkin, China rose, lupin, cucumber, sunham, gram, guava, bean, chili, plum, petunia, tomato, rose, withania, potato, onion, aloe, and tulip. How many plants have hypogynous flower? So hypogynous means superior ovary. See, you find the superior ovary both in Fabaceae and also in case of Solanaceae. So let us just identify how many of them are having this hypogynous flower or superior ovary. So bitter gourd, it doesn't come, it is inferior ovary. Mustard is superior ovary. Brinjal, so mustard, brinjal 1, 2, China rose 3, lupin 4, sun hemp 5, 6, guava is inferior 6 gram, bean is 7, chili is 8, 9 plum, petunia, tomato 10, 11, Withania is Solanaceae, so 12, potato is Solanaceae 13, aloe and tulip. So totally, so the 106, the answer is 15 of them. So including Liliaceae, the aloe and tulip, all of them are having this superior ovary. So totally it is 15. So I had already told you. So the answers are mustard, brinjal, China rose, lupin, sunham, gram, bean, chili, plum, petunia, tomato, then Withania, potato, onion, aloe, and tulip. All of them have this hypogynous flower. So totally it is 15. If you count them, it is 15. When the margins of sepals or petals overlap one another without any particular direction, the condition is termed as. So what do you call this condition as? So the condition is termed as imbricate. When the margin of sepals or petals overlap one another without any particular direction. If it is a particular direction, it would be twisted. Without any particular direction, the condition is termed as imbricate. So an example of edible underground stem is, so which is the edible underground stem? Sweet potato is a root. Potato is a stem, underground stem. Carrot is a root. Groundnut is a fruit. So potato is the answer. 108 is B is the answer. Okay. 109, an aggregate fruit is the one which develops from complete inflorescence, multicarpellary superior ovary, multicarpellary syncarpus gynoecium, multicarpellary apocarpus gynoecium. Aggregate fruit is from multicarpellary apocarpus gynoecium. It is developing from a single flower, but since they are apocarpus, each one of them looks as a separate pistil. Okay, so 109 fourth is the right answer. Okay, D is the right answer. Multicarpillary Apocarpus gynoecium. Placenta and pericarp are both edible portions in tomato. Placenta and pericarp are both edible portions in tomato. So 110, first one is the answer. Keel is the characteristic feature of flower of, so you should find out the Fabaceae. Indigofera is Fabaceae. So keel is the characteristic feature of flower of Indigofera which belongs to Fabaceae. Perigynous, so Indigofera, they would have given the example in economically important plants in Fabaceae. So perigynous flowers, that is semi-inferior or semi-superior, are found in cucumber, it is inferior, China rose, it is superior ovary, guava is inferior ovary. So rose has the semi-superior or semi-inferior ovary. So perigynous flowers are found in rose. 112, it is C. 113, in ginger, vegetative propagation occurs through rhizome. It is very easy. So it occurs through rhizome. 113th is fourth one. 114th, axile placentation is present in argemone, dianthus, lemon, pea. The answer is lemon. So 114th. So the answer is C, lemon. When you have taken the section itself, you can find the central axis which has seeds around it. So 115th, you'll be getting more of such questions. You should be prepared for that. Among China rose, mustard, brinjal, potato, guava, cucumber, onion, and tulip, how many plants have superior ovary? See, China rose has superior ovary, mustard has superior ovary, brinjal has superior ovary, potato has superior ovary, onion and tulip. So China rose, mustard 2, brinjal 3, potato 4. So it is totally 6. 115, 6 of them, including onion and tulip, they have superior ovary. So 6 of them totally. Stems modified into flat green organs performing the functions of leaves are known as phylloclades. So 116 D. Phyllodes is only any part of leaf can take up the function of leaf. They are modified as leaf-like structure, like it can be petiole, which can be modified as leaf-like structure, as in case of acacia, Australian acacia. Cladodes you notice in asparagus, single internodal distance. Phylloclades is the answer for this, where they are stems modified into flat green organs performing the functions of leaves. So next 117th, cotyledon of maize grain is called as scutellum. So you know that we use the other word scutellum. So cotyledon of maize is called as scutellum. 118, tricarpillary syncarpus gynoecium. So tricarpillary means it is Liliaceae family. So trimerous, 118th, second one. So or B, Liliaceae family. Which of the following is not a stem modification? See, picture of Nepenthes is not a stem modification, it's a leaf modification. The rolling up of lamina to form pitcher-like structure. So 119th, second is not a stem modification, that is picture of Nepenthes is not a stem modification. The coconut water from tender coconut represents free nuclear endosperm. So 120th, it is third free nuclear endosperm. 121st, the standard petal of a Peplanaceous corolla is also called vexillum. See, hairy calyx is pappus. Standard petal, another name is vexillum. Corona, then carina. Okay. So vexillum is the answer for 121st. Radial symmetry is found in flowers of, that is, actinomorphic condition. Where do you notice? Is it in brassica, trifolium, pisum, cassia? See, trifolium, pisum, they come under Fabaceae. So they do not exhibit this radial symmetry. They exhibit actinomorphic or zygomorphic symmetry. So 122nd, the answer is Brassica will be exhibiting radial symmetry. The term polyadelphous is related to androecium. So polyadelphous means many bundles of stamens. We can notice this polyadelphous stamens in case of citrus flowers. Okay. 124th, how many plants among Indigofera, Sesbania, Salvia, Allium yellow, mustard, groundnut, radish, gram, and turnip have stamens of different lengths in their flowers? So stamens of different lengths in their flowers implies it can be tetradynamous or didynamous. So Indigofera, Sesbania, Salvia has. Okay. So how many of them we have to count? Salvia is one. Allium aloe, they don't have that. Mustard has two. Groundnut does not have. Radish will be having it. Radish and turnip. So totally four of them it should be. So 124th, B is the answer. See, salvia, mustard, radish, and turnip. So four of them are having stamens of different lengths. See, salvia will be having two of them as longer and two are shorter. So the tetradynamous you can notice in mustard and radish, four of them are long and two of them are short. Even in turnip, they are four of them are long and two of them are short. So that way, so you have these examples. Four examples are there. Sorry, four examples for this stamens of different lengths. Plants which produce characteristic pneumotophores, breathing roots or respiratory roots, and show vivipary belong to mesophytes, halophytes, samophytes, hydrophytes. So hydrophytes and mesophytes are ruled out. It should be either halophytes or samophytes. The right answer is halophytes. Okay, salt-loving plants. So next question is 126. Root hairs develop from the region. Where do they develop? Is it from meristematic activity, root cap, elongation, or maturation? See, root hairs develop from the region of maturation. 126th is A. Coconut fruit is a drupe. So 127th A. In Bougainvillea, thorns are the modification of stipules, adventitious root, stem, leaf. It is stem modification. Bougainvillea thorns are the modification of stem. 128 C. 129 pneumatophores occur in free floating hydrophytes, carnivorous plants, halophytes, submerged hydrophytes. So where do you find this? It is in halophytes. So 129th is C. 130th, placentation in which ovule develops on the inner wall of the ovary or in peripheral part is free central, basal, axial, or parietal placentation. It is parietal placentation. So 130th is fourth one. So parietal placentation as in case of cucumber. So we'll have a short break. I'll be back. Okay, dear students. So we'll proceed with the uh, 130th question. Placentation in which ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary or in peripheral parts. Is it free central, basal, or is it axial, or is it parietal placentation? Which is the answer? So placentation in ovules. So the 130th, the answer is parietal placentation as seen in case of cucumber. 131st, the length of different internodes in a culm of sugarcane is variable because of shoot apical meristem, position of axillary buds, size of lamina at the leaf node between each internode, intercalary meristem. So, what is the reason for the length of different internodes in a culm of sugarcane? Why is it variable? Why is it not of equal distance? So, the answer is it is because of intercalary meristem. The annular and spirally thickened conducting elements generally develop in the protoxylem when the root or stem is maturing, elongating, widening, differentiating. So 132nd, it is maturing. When the root or stem is maturing, you have this annual and spirally thickened conducting elements. In barley stem, barley is a monocarpous plants. Vascular bundles are open. Open means they don't have cambium and scattered vascular bundle. So first one is right. So 133rd, the second one closed, so they don't have cambium, so it should be closed. If cambium is present, we call it as open type. So cambium is absent, so we should call it as closed. So 133rd, second one is the answer, not first one, second one, because cambium is absent in barley, which is a monocot plant. Palisade parenchyma is absent in leaves of monocot plants because they are homogenic, homogeneous mesophyll. They have made up of the spongy chlorenchyma. So you should find out in which leaves they are absent. It is in the monocot plant. So the answer is sorghum. So sorghum vulgare. Okay. So sorghum is a monocot plant. So 134th is A. 135th, anatomically, fair old dicotyledonous root is distinguished from dicotyledonous stem by, is it absence of secondary xylem, secondary phloem, or is it presence of cortex or position of protoxylem? So what is the anatomically how they are different? Old dicotyledonous root and old dicotyledonous stem. So the answer would be by the position of protoxylem. So exarch and endarch condition. So you can notice that in them. So in roots it is exarch, in stem it is endarch. Which of the following is not a lateral meristem? Intercalary meristem is not a lateral meristem, whereas intrafascicular, inter and phellogen, they are lateral meristem. Fourth one is the wrong answer. So 136, D is the wrong answer. Okay. The chief water conducting xylem of elements of xylem in gymnosperm are tracheids. In angiosperms, it is vessels. So the answer obviously is tracheids. So 137th is fourth is the correct answer. 138th. So the ground tissue includes all tissues except epidermis and vascular bundle, epidermis and cortex, all tissues internal to endodermis, they are all ground tissue, or all tissues external to endodermis. So all tissues internal to endodermis, they are called as ground tissue. So 139th is going to be see which is the right answer. You have to choose all tissues except epidermis and vascular bundles in monocots, they are called as ground tissue. So monocot stem, you have to remember, except epidermis and vascular bundles, all the other tissues are called as ground tissue. So 139th is first one. 140th, the cork cambium, cork and secondary cortex are collectively called as. So what do you call them as? Is it periderm or phelloderm, phellogen or phellem? The answer is periderm. All the three layers, cork cambium, cork, and secondary cortex are collectively called as periderm. So 140th is second one. B is the answer. See, age of tree can be estimated by diameter of its heartwood by counting the number of annual rings. So 141st is, fourth one is the right answer. See, interfascicular, so that is for 140th. So interfascicular cambium develops from the cells of pericycle, medullary rays, xylem parenchyma, or endodermis. So the answer is endodermis. So 142nd, the answer is it endodermis or medullary rays? The answer is medullary rays. Interfascicular cambium develops from the cells of medullary rays. So we were just discussing about the medullary rays, the isn't it? So age of a tree can be estimated by, how do you estimate the age of a tree? So number of annual rings, I think I just completed those. So medullary rays, interfascicular. Select the correct pair among the following. So the 143rd. So which is the correct pair? So Springwood light color, high density, wrong. Springwood dark color, low density, wrong. Autumnwood light color, high density, wrong. Autumnwood dark color, high density. So fourth one is correct. So 143rd, fourth one is the right answer. 144th. Tracheids differ from other tracheary elements in being lignified, having Casparian strips, being imperforate, lacking nucleus. So 144 tracheids do not have nucleus. So when compared to trachea, you are given a next question. So the fourth is the answer for that. 145th, you are given a fairly old piece of dicot stem and a dicot root. Which of the following anatomical structures will you use to distinguish between the two? Dicot stem and a dicot root. Will you use the cortical cells, secondary xylem, secondary phloem, or protoxylem? Protoxylem. 145th is protoxylem because in case of root, the protoxylem is uh, in external, and in case of stem the protoxylem is internal, that is endar. So 145th, on that basis you can differentiate between whole dicot stem and whole dicot root. So you are given a fairly old piece of dicot stem and a dicot root. Which of the following anatomical structures will help you to distinguish between the two? See, but protoxylem, if it is young stem, it would be protoxylem, but they have given old piece of dicot stem. So old piece, you can just write it as the cortical cells. So cortical cells are going to be different in dicot stem and dicot root. Okay, because even in cortical cells, in case of stem, they'll be undergoing secondary growth. You can find the cork cambium, cork, and the secondary cortex. So cortical cells is the right answer. If it is old piece, that is during after secondary growth. So we have to take it as, read the following different components from A to D and tell the correct order of the components with reference to their arrangement from outside to inside in a woody dicot stem. So in a woody dicot stem, from outside to outer side to inner side. So we should be using the term. So we should go for first one is the phellum. So 146th. So phellum, secondary cortex, then secondary phloem. Last one is what? From inside to, from outer side to inner side. So from outside to inner side we are coming. So first would be phellum, second would be secondary cortex, then third would be secondary phloem, fourth would be wood. Okay, from outer side to inner side. So this is how the components are arranged. So 146, the answer is D. A major characteristic of the monocot root is the presence of vasculature without cambium, cambium sandwiched between phloem, and this is also wrong. Open vascular bundles, scattered vascular bundles is a characteristic feature. So 147th, it is D. The 146 is D. 147 vasculature without cambium, because they do not exhibit secondary growth. So it is vasculature without cambium is the right answer. Scattered, see, they have given monocot root, not monocot stem. If it is monocot stem, then we would have used the scattered vascular bundle. So the 147th is vasculature without cambium, since it is monocot root. Okay. 148, vascular bundles in monocotyledons or in monocotyledons are considered closed because cambium is absent. So it's a simple one, 148D. 149th, cortex is the region found between epidermis and stele. Yes, it is appropriate. So first one is the right answer. The balloon-shaped structure called tylosus. So where do they originate from? Originate in the lumen of vessels, characterize the sephoid, are extension of xylem parenchyma cells into vessels. So the tylosus, the balloon-shaped structure called tylosus, are extension of xylem parenchyma cells into vessels. So third one is the right answer. Okay, next. So that completes our botany part of it. So we'll now be proceeding to the zoology part. So 151st, choose the best explanation for mechanism of inheritance, keeping in mind Mendel's law of segregation and independent assortment. A characteristics is inherited in combination with others. The presence of one characteristics, example color, modifies the inheritance of the other, example shape. A characteristic, say shape, is inherited independently in the influence of others, without the influence of others. So example color. So 151st, C is the best explanation for the mechanism of inheritance. Okay, a characteristic is inherited independent of the influence of others. Okay, independent assortment it talks about. So C is the right one. If a plant is heterozygous and is designated capital B small b, that is heterozygous, and produces two kinds of gametes fertilizing either B or small b, the probability of B gamete fertilizing either B or B is 1 out of 2 or 0 out of 2, 1 out of 1. Okay. So what is the answer going to be? Is it 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 1? 1 minute, students. So we were into this discussing of it. So is it 1 out of 2 or 0 out of 2 or 1 out of 1 or 1 out of 4? So that is the thing that we were discussing about for the 152nd question. The answer is it is 1 out of 2. The probability of B gamete fertilizing either capital B or B is 50% possibility is there. That is 1 by 2. Some genomic representation of skin color are given below. So it is polygenic inheritance, you should remember. So there is no exact black and white color. So there are shades of darkness are there, different shades are there. Why is that so? Because of this polygenic inheritance. It is not just one pair of genes, but many pair of genes. So that is why we call it as polygenic inheritance. Mendelian inheritance is monogenic inheritance. So which of the option is correct for showing the darkness of color of the skin in decreasing order? So which would be having the most darkest color? So the thing is, darkness, melanin pigment characteristic of it is the, so third one, okay, decreasing order. So darkness of color. So that will be third one. So then first one, second one, decreasing order, color of the skin. So fourth one, so they are recessive. Okay, so the what we call it as albinos, almost like albinos they are. So three, one, see three here, two of them are dominant. Okay, one, two, and four. So fourth one is the albinos. So darkish color would be the third one. A dihybrid test cross yielding a result of, this is nothing but the test cross. Okay, a dihybrid test cross is indicative of the parent F1 generation parent to be uh, heterozygous. Okay, so 154th, the answer is four different types of gametes produced by the F1 dihybrid because they are heterozygous. Okay, so if you get four ones, so what you can understand is there are four different types of gametes produced by the F1 dihybrid. So the parent is heterozygous. You can easily understand about that. If the haploid number of chromosome is 10, then what is tetrasomic number? Haploid number of chromosome is 10. Tetrasomic number of this chromosome. So 155th, the answer is going to be 40. See tetrasomic, then what is a tetrasomic number? Okay, this one part, please verify it from madam. So just mark this 155th question. If a haploid number of chromosome is 10, then what is a tetrasomic number? So they have given the answer as for 155th, 22 they have given. So please cross check with madam regarding that. When a cluster of genes show linkage behavior, okay. So what is the thing that you can notice? They do not show independent assortment, or they induce cell division, do not show a chromosome map, show process. When a cluster of genes show linkage behavior, they do not show independent assortment. So 156 A is the answer. So all of them are concerned with the genetics, isn't it? In Drosophila, red-eyed color of Drosophila is dominant to white and is sex-linked. What results would you expect from a cross between a red-eyed male and a white-eyed female? So red-eyed color is dominant to white and is sex-linked. Okay. So between a red-eyed male and a white-eyed female, so what results would you expect from a cross between a red-eyed male and a white-eyed female? So is the choice all females are red-eyed and males white-eyed, or is it all males and female are red-eyed, all females white-eyed and makes red-eyed, all offsprings are white-eyed? So what is the answer for it? And it is X-linked. You should understand about it. So X-linked, the dominant attribute or recessive attribute, it can be X-linked inheritance. So 157, the answer is all females are red-eyed and all males are white-eyed. Okay, so that is the 157th option. The first translated codon in any mRNA binds to an anticodon is Anticodon. AUG, you should find out the anticodon. So A alternative is U. Okay. U alternative is A. Okay. G alternative is C. So it should be UA, AUG. It should be UAC. So it would be, the answer is 158. B, the A1, UAC, from 3 prime to 5 prime. So the first translocated codon in any mRNA binds to an anticodon is, anticodon, where do you find it? Is on the tRNA. Okay, it is UAC. The answer is A, UAC. 159th, RNA differs from DNA in nature of sugar and purines, sugar and pyrimidines, purines and phosphate, sugar and phosphate. So 159, the answer is sugar and pyrimidines. So sugar, ribose sugar, pyrimidine, they'll be having uracil. Which of the following will be translated into a protein? So you should identify which of the following will be translated into protein. 168, I can give it as D, because they have an initiator codon and a terminator codon. So this is going to be, so let me again cross check which of the following will be translated into a protein. So there should be an initiator codon and a terminator codon. So the answer for 160th is D. They have an initiator codon and a terminator codon. In E. coli, the lac operon gets switched on. So in E. coli, the lac operon gets switched on when lactose is present and it binds to the repressor. First one is when lactose is present, that is the right answer. So very easy question it is. So in absence of lactose, they don't, the gene is switched off. Lac operon is switched off. It is switched on whenever lactose is present. 162nd, translocation involves. Okay, so it is a type of parasexual reproduction in bacteria. So what does this, that is another translocation. So here movement from one molecule to another, the movement of the tRNA from the A site to the P site, or the movement of the mRNA from one triplet length to A site, the release of the unattached mRNA, tRNA from the E site, all of the above. So what does the translocation involve? So the movement of the tRNA from the A site to the P site. So 162nd, so the answer is A. The movement of tRNA, that is transport RNA, from the A site to the P site, that is done by the translocation, involves the movement of tRNA from the A site to the P site. Transfer RNA it is. Find the sequence of binding of the following amino acyl tRNA complexes during translation to a mRNA prescribed by a DNA segment having the base sequence of TAC, ATG, and so on. Choose the answer showing the correct order of alphabets. So, which is showing the correct order of alphabet. So you should find a complementary for it. See, T is complementary is A complementary is U, C complementary is G. Okay, so you have to find out during translation to a mRNA transcribe. So what is the mRNA form? So you have to use uracil instead of thymine. So T is AUG. First one is AUG. So you can take it as first one is AUG. Then we have ATG. ATG can be UAC. So UAC is second one. So second one after UAC, so it is GGT. So GGT is CCA. So CC, okay. So there is TAC, ATG, GGT. So GGT will be CCA. So the correct sequence will be 163rd, the third one, 1243. So AUG, okay. Then there would be CCA. So there is a mistake here. Instead of CCA, they have given it as CCG. So just correct this diagram here, students. Third one, it should be CCA. Okay. Choose the answer showing the correct order of alphabets. So 1243, C is the correct answer for 163rd. 164th, identify the wrong statement about DNA. The length of DNA is defined as the number of base pairs present in it. Cytosine is common to both DNA and RNA. That is correct. In a nucleotide, the nitrogenous base is linked to a phosphate group. That is also right. Thymine is chemically 5-methyl uracil. Okay. So here you have to identify the wrong statement. The wrong statement is in a nucleotide, the nitrogenous base is linked to a phosphate group is wrong. It should be sugar is linked to phosphate group. So C is the incorrect statement or wrong statement. Which polymerase erases primer and fills gap? Is it DNA polymerase 2, polymerase 3, or polymerase 1, or both A and B? So the 165th, the answer is C, polymerase 1. So it erases primer and fills gap. Choose the wrong statement in the process of protein synthesis. After uncoiling of DNA molecule, one strand acts as a template for the formation of mRNA. In the presence of DNA polymerase enzyme, the mRNA is formed based on the triplet codes. The mRNA that leaves nucleus reaches cytoplasm and gets attached to 30S ribosomal unit. The amino acids are transferred from the intracellular amino acid pool to the active ribosomes by the tRNA. Okay, so D would be wrong for 166. So the B is the wrong statement. In the presence of DNA polymerase enzyme, it should be RNA polymerase enzyme, not DNA polymerase. So B is the incorrect statement. So it should have been RNA polymerase, not DNA polymerase. 167th, which condition is caused by mutations that involves entire chromosome rather than a single gene? Okay, so hemophilia, phenylketonuria, Down syndrome, sickle cell anemia. So the 167 Down syndrome. So it is 21st trisomy. One additional entire chromosome causes this mongoloid idiopathy, or we also call it as Down syndrome. It is trisomy of 21st chromosome. Instead of two chromosomes, they'll be having three chromosomes. Okay. Father has blood group A and mother's blood group is B. Both are heterozygous. That means A small I, B small I. So what are the possibilities are? There is a possibility of A, B, AB and O blood group. There is a possibility of if they have identical twins, the percentage probability of both twins having blood group A. So there are 25% possibility is there. 168 C is the answer. 25% it can be A blood group or O blood group, or it can be AB blood group 25%, or it can be same A blood group 25% of them. So that is what you have to remember. In a family, father had a particular trait, but mother did not show it. Their two sons are normal, but their daughter had the trait. The daughter was married to a normal person and her daughter has the trait. So pick out the correct explanation from this. Father had a particular trait, but mother did not show it. So it is probably it can be violent. Their two sons are normal, but their daughter had that trait. Okay. The daughter was married to a normal person, or it can be the father could be a carrier male. Okay. So what could be the option? So pick out the correct representation. So AA into AA. So what are the possibilities? Okay. So we have to discuss about this possibility. So four options are there. So the daughter was married to a normal person and a daughter has the trait. So which trait it has? Her daughter. So that we have to find out. And that is going to be 116 ninth, isn't it? So it is the first possibility is there. The daughter was married to a normal person. So it is homozygous, heterozygous, and recessive. All of them are having this. So their two sons are normal, but their daughters had the trait. So this is the correct option. So the correct representation is A. So 170th, this is easy. They match the following. So Down syndrome, an additional or it is presence of an extra chromosome. Cry-du-Cat syndrome, loss of part of chromosome 5. Okay, so those two are correct. Klinefelter syndrome, an additional sex chromosome. Turner syndrome, absence of a sex chromosome. So the right answer for 170th is A. So where A is 4, presence of an extra chromosome. Cry-du-Cat syndrome is 2, loss of part of chromosome 5. Klinefelter syndrome, and additional sex chromosome. So C is 1, D is 3. Okay, so the first choice is the right answer. 171st, which one of the following types of cells is involved in making of the inner walls of large blood vessels? So it is squamous epithelium, isn't it? So we also call it as endothelium. So 171st is the C. Another name for this squamous epithelium lining blood vessels, we call it as endothelium. So remember about that. So which one of the following statement is true for cockroach? The number of ovarioles are 10. The large stage is called caterpillar. So we have to identify which one of the is correct one. Anal styles are absent in female. So this is the correct statement. They are ureotelic. So of all this statement, anal styles are absent in females is the correct statement. 173rd. So mushroom gland in cockroach. So which segment they occur? They have just given this choices. So mushroom gland in cockroach, it is 6th to 7th segment. Abdominal ganglion absent in cockroach is first one, 5th segment. Phallomeus in cockroach, 9th sternum. Total abdominal segments in cockroach, D, it is going to be 4th one. 10 segment, total abdominal 10 segments they will be having as abdominal segment. So this is what is the right answer. A4321. So the A is 173rd is 3124. Sorry, it should be 3124. Mushroom gland in cockroach. Third is the answer. Abdominal ganglion, 5th segment. Phallomeus in cockroach. Uh, 9 sternum. Total abdominal segment is 10 segment. So in the head region of the cockroach, brain is represented by supraesophageal ganglion, nerve cord, subesophageal ganglion. So the right answer is supraesophageal ganglion is the brain of cockroach. Okay, so 174th A is the answer. 175th, study the given figure of male reproductive system of cockroach and identify the following parts A and B. They have asked us to identify what are they. Okay, A, B, and C, D. So anal style, anal circus. Anal style, we can also call it as caudal style. So A, B, C, D, they have asked us to find out and they have given the names. Okay, the 175th, isn't it? So A is second one, testis. B is fourth one, phallic gland. C is first one, anal cerci. D is fifth one, anal style or caudal style. Okay, D is the right answer. E and F are E is third one, that is pseudopenis. F is the sixth one, titillate. See, consider the following statements. Cells are compactly packed in the epithelial tissues with little intercellular matrix. Okay, you have to consider this. So, which of the above given is true? You have to find out. The cells secrete fibers of structural proteins in all the connective tissues except blood. Neuroglia is made up of more than one half the volume of neural tissue in our body. Muscles are made up of fibers. So, which of the above given are true? So, four statements they have given, we have to identify them. All the four statements are correct. All the four statements are correct. 176 is D. So, columnar epithelium, they'll have microvilli. Ligaments, okay. So, ligaments would be having the elastic tissue. Chondroblast, it's found in the larynx. Acidophils, second one, eosinopenia. Okay, D is second one. E, larynx, uninucleated, spindle shaped muscle fibers. So, what is it? Where is it found? E, it is found in urinary bladder. Okay, so the answer for this is 177th is A, A5, B3, C1, D2, E4. E is fourth one, urinary bladder. You find this uninucleated spindle shaped muscle fibers. 178th, which of the following statements are incorrect regarding ciliated epithelium? So, what are the incorrect statement here for ciliated epithelium? Cells possess cilia on their free surface. So, that is correct. Second one, they bear microvilli at the free ends to increase surface area of the organ. Okay, not organ, surface area of absorption. So, second one is wrong. Third one, mucus spreads over the epithelium as a thin layer. That is correct. Fourth one, it has only in the lining of small intestine. So the ciliated epithelium is found only in the lining of small intestine. So the second and fourth one are correct. So second and fourth one are correct. The remaining first and third, they are wrong. Fill up the blanks A to T, E with correct combination. Osteocytes are present in spaces called. So what are the spaces called as? So 179th, cavities. Phosphorus and fibers give strength to bones. See, osteocytes are present in spaces called lacunae, not cavities, lacunae. B is calcium salts, C is collagen fibers. Both of them give strength to bones. Calcium salts and collagen fibers. D is cartilage, E is bones. So D is cartilage, E is bones. So 175th Ninth is B. The number of spiracles present in cockroaches are, is it 10 pairs, 12 pairs, 14 pairs? The answer is 10 pairs. Okay, 10 pairs of spiracles are present in cockroach. Any doubts or clarification, dear students here? Just let me know if you have any doubts or clarification.